I was very excited to ask you this question. You play with potentially two of the best baseball players, of our generation, Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. I know it's a loaded question, but if you can talk a little bit about what it's like being on the team in the locker room, talking, being around these guys, what is that like? And any stories you can tell us would be great.
Yeah. So I think I would start off by saying I didn't get to meet any of those guys, either of those particular guys, but none of the guys in spring training because I was in minor league camp. I never made it over to big league camp. Really? So I never really got to even just say, hey, my name's Kenny, not even an introduction until the Freeway series that I traveled for. And Trout got a stomach bug that series and didn't play the last two games. And I didn't throw any of those games. So you can put the pieces together. He needed at-bats. I was fresh. So they had me come to Angel Stadium before my season started and throw live ABs against Trout, which obviously for anybody is, obviously the stats don't count, right? And there's nobody watching, so it's not a huge deal. But for me, it's a Super Bowl, right? And it's an incredible opportunity to get better and to pick his brain and see what he saw. And so that was a really great opportunity for me to not only get some familiarity and to interact with him, but to, like I said, learn from him. There were a few things that he pointed out that I was doing, presetting curveball grip, things like that. And so by the time I came back 2 weeks later, I had already met him and some of the guys, in the bullpen, and it was a little bit easier transition. And then with Shohei, just being able to watch the way he goes about his business, because obviously with Trout, what he does is incredible to witness in person. But as far as the daily preparation, I can't learn a ton from him because we just do two different things. Whereas with Shohei, I was able to actually really watch the way that he prepares for a start. His start in Fenway in particular, I was active for that trip, and watching his pregame warmups. I got out there early and just kind of watched him and seeing the way that he warmed up in the bullpen. And I was really surprised that he didn't throw very hard. I don't know if you guys have heard, but he doesn't really throw hard in the bullpen before the game. He just kind of gets a feel for his pitches, feel for his mechanics, location. He's very meticulous about it. And so that kind of gave me some ideas about things that I could incorporate for myself. But just being around both of them and watching them do what they do close up is, something I'll be able to tell my grandkids about for sure.